welcome to Let's Tute. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, then do subscribe. Also don't forget to press the bell icon. Also we have a lot of courses of science on www.letstute.com. So please do check them out. So let's take here for an example. You students get up in the morning, go to school, come back, do your homework. Okay, let's say once again go to your classes, come back, once again do your homework, then go to play, come back, eat, let's say study for some time, and then go sleep. You must be tired, right? You're doing so much of work. Wrong. Because according to physics, you all are not doing any work. In fact, if you take for example your fathers sitting and reading newspapers in the morning, they must be doing so much of work, right? Because it's so difficult to read a newspaper. Once again, wrong. They are not doing any work according to physics. Take our moon for an example. Our moon is going around the earth for thousands of years. It must be tired, right? It's just going around this earth. But once again, according to physics, it's not doing any work. Now, what according to physics do you mean by work? Let me give you the definition of work, then we'll figure out everything. So the definition of work states, work is said to be done when the force in question produces a displacement. For people who don't know what do you mean by displacement, displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and the final position. So work is said to be done only when the force in question produces a displacement. This means the object has to be moved. This means if I stand here and tell you I'm doing a lot of work, wrong. According to physics, I'm not doing any work. I will be doing work only when I change my position or when I produce a displacement. So let's just quickly learn the definition of work. Again, work is said to be done when the force in question produces a displacement. Now let me tell you why those examples were said that they were not doing any work. If you take your example, though you got up in the morning, you went to school, you came back, then you went to play and everything. But you are coming back to the same position. You're getting up in the morning in your bed and night you're always going back to sleep in that bed. This means your starting position and your final position are same. That's the reason displacement is equal to 0. Same goes for your father. Your father is sitting and reading. So because he is sitting and reading, once again his displacement is 0. And because his displacement is 0, we will say that he is not doing any work. Let's take the moon for an example. Our moon is going around the earth, but its initial and final position is same because it's going in a circle. And when something goes in a circle, the displacement is 0. So that's the reason we say that moon is not doing any work. So let's understand what is the formula for work. Is W equals to F into S, where W stands for work, F stands for force and S stands for displacement. Therefore, W equals to F into S. Now let's know what are the units of work. The SI unit of work is Joule, after the famous scientist James Joule. The CGS unit of work is erg. Well, this is not named after any scientist. Now let's understand what are the relation between the SI unit and CGS unit of work. So people who are wondering what do you mean by SI unit and CGS unit, let me give you a quick recap. The word SI stands for Systematic International Unit, which means a unit which is being accepted internationally, that is all over the world. Now I'll tell you what are these SI units. For example, if you take distance, the SI unit of distance is meter. If you take mass, the SI unit of mass is kg. If you take force, the SI unit of force is Newton. So in the same way, there are a lot of physical quantities who have some units which are accepted internationally. Now the question comes, what do you mean by CGS unit? Now the word CGS stands for centimeter, gram, second. Thus, the CGS unit of distance is centimeter. The CGS unit of mass is gram. Also, the CGS unit of force is dyne. For people who don't know, the CGS unit of work done is erg. That is, you have to find out the relation between joule and erg. To do that, understand that 1 joule can also be written as 1 Newton meter and 1 erg can be written as 1 dyne centimeter. Now 1 joule is 1 Newton meter, but we know that 1 Newton is 10 to the power 5 dyne and 1 meter is 10 to the power 2 centimeter. So 10 to the power 5 and 10 to the power 2, I just club all of them together. Finally, I get the answer as 10 to the power 7 dyne centimeter. So this means that 1 joule is 10 to the power 7 dyne centimeter. But we know that dyne centimeter is also called as erg. So I'll just quickly replace dyne centimeter by erg, and after that I will get the final relation between the SI and CGS unit of work. That is 1 joule equals to 10 to the power 7 erg. Well, that's it for today.
So let's do a quick recap of the video. We know that work is said to be done when the force in question produces a displacement. We also know the formula of work. The formula for work is W equals to force into displacement. The SI unit of work done is joule and the CGS unit of work done is erg. The relation between the SI and CGS unit of work is 1 joule equals to 10 raised to 7 erg.
Well, that's it for today. It's a wrap. If you want more such videos, please do subscribe to Let's Tute. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon to never miss an update from us. Thank you.